Cold Wars. What is a Cold War, uh, broadly speaking? A Cold War is when competing teams that both purport to have the way that leads to the one steal each other's technology and insult each other on the TV. During the Cold War with the Soviet Union was able to land probes on Venus. I've talked about this in the past. I don't want to like harp on about it. I've discussed it before, but it has an atmosphere made out of 500-degree acid. It's hot enough to melt lead. During the 1970s and 80s, the Soviets landed probes on the surface of Venus, and they took pictures and recorded audio and transmitted it back to Earth. I feel like in some respects a Cold War can be somewhat constructive. You know? And a hot war is destructive. If only we could invent, I don't know, like Cold War. Cold War has many meanings in this context at this particular moment in time, in Cold War. But what I observe from a recent Cold War, it was an ice age that lasted a couple of decades. I would say the formation of NATO in 1949 was approximately the beginning of the Cold War. And then it ended in 1991. So what is that, 42 years? According to the TV, the United States put men on the moon. No women allowed on the moon. No problem. No problem. We will 3D print our own women when we arrive at our destination. And they will be nice. Don't worry about us. Cold War. Uh, I think I just summed it up right there. Cold War. A really a hot war is also, there's a lot of creativity in hot war. Designing weapons to murder people and such. But I observe that in a Cold War, there's less casualties. Less. There's proxy wars over here and over there. We invented the microwave during the Cold War, the microwave oven. Try to imagine a 7-Eleven without a fucking microwave. I just wish they had a big fucking burrito. You know, something about the size of 2 sandwiches. Like a big fucking... Anyway, I find that their burritos are a bit lightweight. In Japan, anyway. Anyway, the point that I was making initially was that there is a context for less violent war that leads to a lot of technological advances. And that kind of war occurs between 2 parties with nuclear weapons. A hot war is what happens when only one party has nuclear weapons. Right? A Cold War is standoffish, and a hot war is what happens when you lose all your shit. Or maybe the hot war is why you lose all your shit. It's complicated, the timing. But basically, the hot war indicates bullying. And that's really the difference. In the Cold War, generally, there are proxy confrontations. Hey, I will sell you weapons to take out this communist general. Hey, I will sell you weapons to take out this imperialist stooge. Actually, I'm a communist. I'll just give you the weapons. I'll just give you the weapons. Fuck it. I'll just give them to you. You can send me some coconuts later if you, whatever, if you have some to spare. I don't give a shit. I'll just give you the AKs. And some grenades. And you can learn from the CIA about how to make a bomb out of piss. They would love to teach you. And there's a little bit of money that can be made there, and the military industrial complexes in both countries get an upgrade. Like during all of the proxy conflicts between the United States and the Soviet Union for decades, they were building shit that could land a probe on Venus. You understand? That's cool. That's amazing. We can also say that that is an example of communism working for several decades and having pretty amazing outcomes, transformational outcomes, before it collapsed because of a Cold War. Cold Wars can be effective, they minimize casualties, and you still get a pretty good amount of technological advancement. We need to plan for a Cold War against aliens. There might be some aliens that show up here and then for some reason they don't want to fuck and they're just weird. And we will not be hostile. Understand? There needs to be planning, and there's a whole fucking universe to explore. You want to talk about jobs and you know shit like that? Fuck man. Let us prepare for an arms race with an as yet unencountered alien.